There's a look at one of the most iconic sports venues in the lower 48. Built back in 1957 under the title of City Stadium. We are at Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Today, Week 12 of the NFL season is upon us, and we've got a good one in store. As it'll be the Kansas City Chiefs taking on the Green Bay Packers. Is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And that one not returnable, not by a long stretch, over the back line of the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 35-yard line.
Somebody got to do it. Somebody got to do it. Watch it. Do it. Turn this TV off. Ain't with my type activities, but don't you get involved.
The ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Let's go. Yellow, 43. 10 cycles, 10.
First carry for Josh Jacobs. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. You talk about this Chiefs defense. Currently number 1 in the NFL against the run.
Most of their challenges have come in the passing game because against the run, they've been pretty darn good. Now you got to figure out a way to slow down those receivers before they get downfield and maybe make a few more plays on the ball when it's in the air.
Second down and 8.
Down. 10 black. Ready?
Out of the shotgun, it's Love. Short throw, he's got Kraft. And he takes a pop at the end of that one. It'll be a gain of about 4. This defense for the Chiefs, they played really well in the win over the Raiders a week ago.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
Red, yellow. Ready?
Love. Pass to the sideline and pulled in. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. It goes as a gain of 6, and it's a first down.
First and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Okay, right? Here we go. Here we go. 33, yellow.
To throw now. Here's Love. That's caught by his tight end, Evan Ingram. Look at the big man rumble. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Evan Ingram, his first touchdown on the year. And the Packers get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. McManus's point after is good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. They'll start the drive here with Pacheco. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down with a nice little gain.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
Ball on the 36 now. Here's 2nd and 2. Again, it's Pacheco. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
Here's 3rd and a few inches.
Yellow. 15.
They'll try for the first with Pacheco.
You know it was tough for them to stand on the side. Lines to watch the other team take it downfield and score, wasn't it? So they knew when they got on the field, it's on them. Pick up first downs, get downfield and score. How about them picking up that 3rd and short?
I was just going to say, you and I were talking before the game, those 3rd down conversions are going to be huge in this one. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Yellow. Let's go out, Eddie.
Now they'll throw with Mahomes. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And he's got it. Touchdown, Chiefs. And Xavier Worthy hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Chiefs are able to match the opening drive touchdown against them with one of their own. Extra point by Butker is on target. And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 35-yard line. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Let's go now. 45. White. Steal. Black. Ready.
Now Love. Short throw. He's got Kraft. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
This is all about testing a defense at different levels. Both the tight end and the receiver outside are going to run matching dig routes at varying depths down the field. This gives your quarterback options. He decides to go with his tight end on the shorter route, and he made the right call.
Yellow. 22. Go. Check through. Set.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The Packers at 8-2 on the year. And they come in as a team that looks like a well-oiled machine getting ready for the postseason. Winners at 8 of their last 10.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
From the 42-yard line, here's 2nd down and 7.
Here we go. Set. 60 red. 60 red. Ready.
To pass, here's Jordan Love. And Watson has it right side. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And now it's 3rd and 3.
4 brings up 3rd and 3.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
Down. 33. Rail. Yellow.
Now here's a defensive timeout called by the Chiefs. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3.
50, green. Ready, go. Ready.
Play action this time with Love. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 26. It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the first.
First and 10 at the 26-yard line.
Ready. 10 black. Green jack. Hut.
Here's Love. Well, that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
Against a team coming off a win just as your team did the previous week, you talk about being physical all game long. Sometimes being physical is just being on the spot and helping force the incompletion.
Rail green. You, yellow. Blaster, 6. Set, go.
Again, it's Love. And that will be incomplete. They couldn't hook up on what's going to be the final play of this first quarter. 7-7, our score after 1. Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on 3rd down.
Set, ready. 45, white. Needle blue. Black shot. Steel, black. Set.
They will throw again here with Jordan Love. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Brandon McManus on for the field goal. A 43-yard attempt.
The kick by McManus is good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number one. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
At their own 26-yard line.
KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. On 1st and 10, here's Pacheco. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on their early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Play action. Now it's Mahomes.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line.
Mahomes pass. Intercepted. The Packers take over 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Red, yellow. 60 red. 60 red. Ready?
Running straight ahead is Jacobs. That's some good hard running there as he pushes his way forward for about 5.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
From the 35, back to work on 2nd and 4.
Set, hut. Blue, go, black 40. Hut, hut.
Throwing. Love. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And this play will be blown up. We'll lose yardage back at the 38. They'll wind up losing 3 here on the play. And 3rd and 8 now.
Ready.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down.
Here we go. 52 blue. Drill green.
Love from the gun on 3rd down. He's going to launch this deep for Watson. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7.
So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive.
Been a little bit of an interesting start. The first drive for him, Charles, they had the passing touchdown. The second drive, he threw the interception. So we'll see what this third drive of the ball game brings.
Yeah, it's kind of a tiebreaker, isn't it? I mean, that's the tough part for them and for him because, yeah, things went really well in that first one, not so well on the second one. He wants to get back to what he did to get this game going.
This is 2nd and 8.
Here's Mahomes to throw. To the left side, it's complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a first down.
Well, there wasn't much of a window there, Charles. Had to deal with a couple of defenders, but able to find his big tight end.
And, partner, we know double coverage is a challenge for any player to try to defeat. But maybe it's a little easier if you're one of those big tight ends because you have a size advantage on just about anyone trying to cover you, and you can use your body to create some space.
Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10, down at the 31. Throwing now is Mahomes. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
So it looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
2nd and 10, a very chilly day here, but no snow. And yeah, I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should see Charles' face. He's looking at me like I'm crazy.
About 3 yards there to the 27.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or else they'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
The career's my stake when you win your prime. The paper, baby, my face on the dime.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football.
It's like always, they just want a piece of mind. I've been focused on the future, never on right now. Yeah, I can bet you the bigger brown. I'm the one that introduced you to the right now. Oh my God.
They got to get it to the 21 here on 3rd down. Mahomes now to throw. And that will be incomplete.
Normally, he's pretty reliable. Usually catches what's thrown to him. On that play, he simply dropped it.
So on 4th down, Mahomes off. Harrison Butker on for the Chiefs field goal. Butker's kick here is good. And that will cut the lead back down to 3 at 13-10.
Well, in a close game like this, obviously you want the touchdown, but certainly they will take the 3.
And they'll be okay with that, but let's throw a little credit to the defense as well. I'm just glad this doesn't come down to a debate, right? Which side won, partner? Because the defense, hey, we didn't give up a touchdown. The offense, hey, we put 3 on the board. Either way you look at it, I think both sides gained something out of that drive.
After the field goal, here's Butker to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns. On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
32. Smash, red. Slide blue. Green jack. Ready?
Love now. A throw left side. It's hauled in by Golden. And now Love going to change things up.
First down. First and 10 at the 50-yard line.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. They swing that out wide to Jacobs. To give him 2 yards there on the completion. And it's second down.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. The linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
From a couple of yards beyond midfield, here's 2nd and 8.
Ready. 33, yellow. Steel, black. Ready.
Working out of the gun. Love. And he's taken down. The Chiefs sack. Well, a tough situation to overcome here. 3rd and 17. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. Now they'll work with 4 receivers here on 3rd down and long.
Let's go. Red, 38. Red, cycle. Set.
Love looking to throw it. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Keely Ringo picks it off. And the Chiefs will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And with Mahomes under center, anything's possible. Watch out for the deep ball. He's going to let this one go deep. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
And they're not going to go quietly into this halftime break. They know they're in for a fight, so they're trying to make every possession count. They took the big shot there, but it winds up incomplete.
Final shot before the half from Mahomes. He's going to take a shot at the end zone. Why not? And incomplete on the deep ball. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. It'll be the Chiefs football to begin quarter number 3, and they trail here as we are back underway now on EA Sports. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air. And Patrick Mahomes, for all of his artistry and arm angles and what he can do in the short passing game, never forget he's got a cannon as well. He unleashes a big one there, but that time it winds up incomplete.
Second and 10. Pacheco gets it up the gut. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
They need 2. Here's 3rd down. Looking to throw is Mahomes. That is caught. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. To throw, it's Mahomes. They'll check this one down to Pacheco. And he's going to get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it as he gets wiped out on that one.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
Now 2nd and 9. Headed straight, it's Pacheco. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. 1 yard and now no yards. Have him looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
On play action, it's Mahomes. Packer pressure, and down he goes. Micah Parsons make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And this punt will go out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25, and it will. Right at the 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going. So what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what do we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis.
Ready, ready. Set, hunt.
On first down, they go with Jacobs again. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Nick Bolton there on the tackle. Offensive line really didn't give him any room to maneuver on that play.
Things closed pretty quickly, didn't they? And how about the wrap-up at the end of that tackle? Left no doubt there would be no additional yardage to be found.
Red, blue, 30, field, black.
Love. He finds his man, complete. That's Jacobs. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Love from the gun. Hard throw, incomplete.
Coverage was awfully tight there on 3rd down. They actually closed off all the passing lanes, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it.
Black, 95. Set.
They're going to try and throw. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. Not often do 4th down conversions result in 23 yards, but that's the case here. 1st down.
Okay, ready?
1st and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Here we go. 10 black. Set, go. Hut, hut.
Jacobs going to try the middle. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
So from the 22, here's 2nd and 2.
Here we go, set. 50, green. Set, hut. Hut.
To throw now. Here's Love. Able to find his man, Kraft. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Tucker Kraft, a 22-yard touchdown grab. And the Packers will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd. Extra point from McManus is good. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. So the Packer kickoff team set to go as they will kick this one away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. The last series for them a little disappointing, forced a punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive, 1st and 10. But the passing windows are just not there, and that's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
Wisconsin is the spot. Third quarter inside Lambeau. Glad you're with us. 2nd and 10.
Shotgun snap to Mahomes. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. 12 yards that time for number 12 as they move the chains.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size, you can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
A give right side for Pacheco.
And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Well, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Hey, 43, 15.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. This is the National Football League on EA Sports.
From just shy of midfield, here's 2nd down and 3.
From the gun, it's Mahomes. Looking left side, he's got it, complete.
And he takes a shot at the end of that play.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection.
A handoff now for Pacheco. Oh, that one well designed as he'll take this down to the 30-yard line. 41 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
They held him in check in the first half, but that's his longest carry of the game right there.
So would this be the definition of fresh legs since he didn't get much done in the first half? Now he has a great opportunity. He's taking full advantage of it.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now Mahomes. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
From the 22 now, here's 2nd down and a yard. Here's Pacheco.
And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down. Now, yes, a 2-possession game, but a good chunk of time on the clock, so they have the ability still there to run it on 2nd short, but maybe they need to pick it up a bit.
You're right, they did pick up the first down there, but as you mentioned, they have to pick up the pace now because it's a 2-possession game. They've got to get there twice to make sure they have a chance to win.
Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he let him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Now here's Mahomes. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down.
Misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Mahomes going to throw. Wide open receiver complete. But he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. In a 2-score game, obviously, every play, every 3rd down, like we saw there, magnified, big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to 3rd down. They've got him back.
And he is in. Touchdown, Kansas City. Isaiah Pacheco with his 9th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Chiefs have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. Extra point by Butker is on target. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 30. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Their lead back down to 1 score after the touchdown a moment ago. 1st down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10.
Ready.
They'll begin on the ground with Jacobs. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. Chris Jones on the stop. 2nd and 9.
Black blue. Here we go, set. Black, 95. Hut.
Here's Love. Throw left side complete. That's Jacobs. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Give him 15 there, and the Packers have a 1st. This is something you got to be wary of defensively. I mean, just because they're in the mode of trying to burn some clock doesn't mean they won't pass it. And they got good yardage out of that one.
Yeah, and really, when you're looking at it, now they've got a fresh set of downs. Look for 2nd down. If they want to take another shot and try and loosen things up, that'd be the time to do it.
Check pink. Set.
Now a give to Jacobs running right. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence and playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
From the 47 now, they'll work with a 2nd and 7.
Blue, blue.
On play action. Love to throw. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. And the Chiefs are right back in this football game. A critical error there in a tight game of the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter. Turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
They come up now on 2nd and 2. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. Here's 2nd down. On the handoff, it's Pacheco.
And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50.
Now you're right on the edge of field goal range. You still got time, but get up to the line of scrimmage and get set.
First and 10 at the 50-yard line.
Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's first and 10 now. Mahomes. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's second down.
Limited time left on the clock after that incompletion. So I think both sides are going to savor every second to prepare before the next snap. Because once the ball's in motion, it may be a non-stop push to finish this drive off. Everyone better be on the same page right now, because I think they're going to try and get several plays off in quick succession if they can.
Another try, second and 10 now.
Yellow. Let's go on, 15.
Mahomes. Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted. And the Packers have just about sewn up this football game. Well, you knew you had to take some chances here with the clock winding down, needing a touchdown to win it, and that one might have just sealed their fate.
Yeah, and that's the nature of the 2-minute drill. The offense trying to go downfield and make their plays. But defenses, they're sitting back watching everything that they do, but not too far back. They want to be in position to make a play on the ball, and that they did.
They got to have 2 hands on the football here as they run on first down.
Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play.
Down. Black 40. Black blue. Blue striker. Steel black. Red cycle. Ready?
That one looks like he'll throw here.
That is intercepted.
And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line.
My, how the tables have turned now. They were trying to salt this one away, but that interception, potentially a game changer.
And I just got to think to myself, at this point of the game, I know you've been aggressive. I know that's your MO, and that's fine. And all those teams that talk about all gas, no brakes, you better have the emergency lever to pull occasionally. They could have used it right there. They put themselves in a tough spot with that interception.
So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark, really, start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
Back-to-back incompletions, but we know this is definitely 4-down territory. Time not on their side. I don't think they want to try and get the first down in 2 installments. I think they got to go and get it right here, right now.
The Lambeau faithful making as much noise as they can. It's third down. Mahomes. He had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
Give them credit for excellent coverage, tight coverage. They're doing a lot of things that we talk about in basketball. They're causing disruptions in the passing game. And as long as that continues, it'll be tough for them to gain any momentum throwing the ball downfield.
So a big kick to get this back to even. Now the worry is, did you leave too much time on the clock? Because another field goal the other way, that does you in.
You're exactly right. You didn't get it to overtime yet. So now as a defense, you've got to think to yourself, you can't play prevent defense and just give up big chunks of yardage in front of you, but you also can't let anyone behind you. So you sit right on the line between the two, play the best defense you can, and not make it easy for them to move the ball downfield.
They'll come up 1st and 10 here.
Ready. Yellow, 20, black shot. Drill green. Ready.
On the ground is Jacobs to start the drive. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Here comes 2nd down.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 40-yard line.
Ready.
Love. Able to connect with Jacobs. They find some open field here. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40.
That's exactly what they were looking for. If they get another gain like that, they'll be right there in field goal range.
And the tension building.
At the 41-yard line.
Well, Love wants to shift things around.
Here's Jacobs from the gun. And give him 6 yards here as he's stopped near the 35 at the 34. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game.
Ready.
Here's 2nd down and 3.
Down. Blue, 32. Hey, check mega. Hut.
Once again, it's Jacobs. And they can't bring him down. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. Probably had 60,000 thinking pass right there, including us in the booth.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That was a big call, big guts on that one. And guess what? That run, it'll pay dividends.
Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
Ready.
Here we go. 1st and goal.
Opposite. Green. Black swap. Set. Ready. 50. Green. Hut.
One back in the backfield. He'll get the carry. And he's in for the touchdown. And in the final seconds, forget overtime. They just likely won this thing in regulation. McManus's point after is good. And they will take a 7-point lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Here's 1st and 10.
Yellow.
Here's Mahomes.
Left side, and it's complete. Now they do indeed get the timeout, so all is not lost. They'll have a chance for one final heave to the end zone. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left.
A loss of a yard brings up 2nd and 11 at the 45-yard line.
Well, they'll come up now. This is 2nd and long.
One final try from Mahomes. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over.